our returning champion,
to the Dogfish Head Pumpkin Ale.
We liked this one quite a lot last year.
Yes, it was very good. And pretty much everyone I talked to about this who had tried it enjoyed it as well. So
good.
I know this was a Fitz favorite.
Let's run down the stats real quick, though. Alcohol and price and all that kind of stuff.
Well, if it's the same, let's see. Is it the same as last year? 7%?
Yes.
$10 for 4?
Actually, I found this at Cost Plus. It was $8.99 for the 4-pack.
You're right, I saw that too. Well,
so $9. So I don't know if it was a little cheaper or we were just maybe a little higher price last year.
Okay. So those are the particulars.
Those are the particulars. And obviously, once again, seasonal.
Seasonal, yes. With the pumpkins.
Most of these usually make it out and can be found through the end of October.
Yeah.
Once you get into November, that's kind of when it's hard to find them. So.
All right. Last year I said copper in color with low carbonation and not much of a head. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Same.
I would say the recipe's pretty similar there.
Okay.
So this is what I like about this one. You've got some of those pumpkin spices coming through.
Right.
You've got the pumpkin aroma as well.
Right.
But then there is that brown sugar molasses. There's a darker sugar kind of note in there that I really like. There's an extra depth in there.
Oh, that's what we had. There are slight hints of spice, brown sugar, and pumpkin sublimely melded into one flavor.
I can't disagree with that.
Oh, that was our taste. Oh, darn it. I jumped ahead. Oh, we had actually not much on the aroma, except for a sweet malty note and perhaps a wee bit of cinnamon.
Okay, so I'd say there's a little bit more spice.
Yeah, there's more there this year.
Okay, so it's funny. So I'm glad we already got to that.
I would agree. Yeah, I would agree. There's more.
I'm glad we got to this part because since I bought this 4-pack, I did have one last night. So full disclosure, like we always do on the podcast.
Full frontal.
And this was one of the things I actually tweeted to Dogfish. I said, having one of your beers the pumpkins right now. Hey, did you add some more spices this year? Because I'm noticing more spices than last year. And they tweeted back, no.
Really?
They said no. They said, but like what we say, even in the coffee industry, crops change.
Right.
Spices, all of those things can change. So that was their reasoning. But they said the recipe was the same.
Because I think kind of like what we talked about with the Harvest, the Blue Moon, the one from Blue Moon, there wasn't a lot of aroma in there. I mean, that one had less aroma, but last year we were like, ooh, we kind of liked that because this was the non-pumpkin beer.
Sure, yeah.
Because it didn't really hit us. But yeah, I would definitely say there's more spice in there then.
There is, but once again, still the good balance of everything.
Yes.
And like I said, that extra...
There's a depth.
That extra depth of that different sugar in there definitely comes through.
Yeah.
I love this aroma.
Yep. Oh yeah, the body kind of hits you at the front of your tongue.
Yeah.
Sort of oiliness across the top of your mouth. That's good. The flavors are there, but they're not understated, but they're properly stated, I guess.
Yeah.
They're stated to perfection. There's even a little buttery note right toward the end. A little something, a little high, gives a little something that's still good. I don't think, to me, it doesn't taste the same as last year, but yeah, like you said, and I think that's important. I think for anything you eat or drink, crops change. Mother Nature doesn't do it exactly the same every year. There's some different rainfall, and people, the farmers, they do their best to give you a consistent product from year to year. But sometimes they do the best they can with what they have to work with.
Yeah,
and that's all they can do. And so I'm not saying this is bad or good. I'm just saying to me it's different. They may have followed the exact same recipe, so maybe some of their spices this year had a little bit more to them, and they're aromatic. But it's very good. I do like that.
I think there's a little more in the aromatic, but I think the flavor is almost exactly the same. And, and I like that. Actually, I like getting just a little touch more of those spices.
Yeah.
And again, it's just the right amount. I agree with you. There's good body. There's a little bit of, like some sort of buttery, creamy kind of note just at the very end. Everything just plays together so nicely.
Well, are we gonna, if we do this again next year, is this going to be still our returning? The Shipyard was our pick, or do we have to pick a new one every year?
We do not. I would say let's break it down this way.
Okay.
If you look at the three that we did, the three brand new contenders, I would have to say the Uinta Pumpkin Ale and the Harvest Pumpkin Ale from Blue Moon, very similar. If you can find either one of those, I think for the most part, if you're looking for a pumpkin beer, you're going to be pretty happy. I would prefer the Uinta. I think that one is a little bit better just because of the aromas.
And it's a pumpkin session beer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's way below 5%. It's at 4% alcohol. If I'm looking at all four, including obviously the returning champion, I've got to give it to the returning champion again. That's the pumpkin beer I want. It's got the balance of everything, but then on top of that, it's just a great beer.
Yeah, it's tasty.
It's delicious. I really like that one. Like I said, that's one of the few, like I said, I do actually buy in a multi-pack. So I really do like that one, and it held up very well.
Yep, I agree. To the champion.
To the champion. Dogfish is the champion once again, but you can be a champion to us. If
You would,
go to
you could be our hero.
If you wow. If you go to the website at aboutbeverages.com and check out the tasting notes for these 3 new pumpkin beers, and we will also put up the same notes again for the Dogfish one, maybe a little bit changed because we did get a little
bit
more,
of a tweak,
a little bit more out of the aroma. And but while you're there, check out all the previous fall podcasts that we have done with lots of other porters, stouts, different things like that. It's getting into the fall season. Definitely search through the drink database, previous podcasts, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Definitely
That'd
great.
be great.
Definitely
Share
great
with
places.
us your favorite pumpkin beers or seasonal beers, Oktoberfests, or as the weather starts to change, the things you're looking to drink, whatever that may be. Maybe it's a special recipe that you whip up every year. Go ahead and share that with us. Let us know. We'll try it. At the very least, we'd like to hear about it.
Definitely. But whether we like any of these pumpkin beers or not,
You should give them a shot.